Good evening, Internet. My name is Michael, and I'm here to review some stuff for you. Seeing how now is the month of September, I've decided to do a 4-part special series for September, and we're going to call it Psychic September. I'm going to review 4 movies that all have to do with psychic powers. And we're going to start off with 2 movies that treat psychic powers kind of low-key, and then we're going to do 2 movies that have really over-the-top psychic powers. So the first movie we're going to start with low-key psychic powers is Suspect Zero. Now, if you've never seen this movie, let me read the back so you can get kind of a general idea. When tortured FBI agent Thomas McAway is called in to investigate a series of strange murders, the trail leads to enigmatic Benjamin O'Ryan. Trained in a secret government program enabling elite agents to telepathically get into the minds of killers, O'Ryan himself is hunting down what he labeled the ultimate serial killer and manifestation of evil, Suspect Zero. McAway, now reunited with his former partner, must determine if O'Ryan's ability to identify with the murders has turned him into the very same type of monster he is trying to bring to justice. Could O'Ryan be Suspect Zero? So yeah, that's actually not too bad of a description of the plot. The general plot of the movie is that the main character, the FBI agent, he's been demoted to a lesser field office than where he used to work because of a debacle that he had been in, and it turns out he has some psychic powers. He doesn't know that he has psychic powers. Mostly he just gets flashes of insight about stuff, and he has lots of headaches. And then you have the Ben O'Ryan character, which is the main antagonist of the movie, I guess. And he's basically going around killing serial killers. And he's sending all the info to the main character, trying to get him to follow him and basically open up his psychic visions more. And then it's kind of a cat and mouse game through the rest of the movie as the antagonist sends, more and more stuff to the main character, and then the main character finds out more about the bad guy, and starts to think like him, and basically his psychic abilities kind of become more and more pronounced until he's able to catch up with the main guy. And then they both kind of sort of team up a little bit at the very end of the movie to get the super serial killer. Oh yeah, quasi spoilers, the Suspect Zero is not the main bad guy, the psychic guy. But then if you watch the movie even just a little bit, you can figure that out really quickly. They show the super serial killer basically. He's like this trucker guy who's going around the country kidnapping people, murdering them, and then buries them all over the place. That's really obvious in the movie because they show his truck a lot, which is actually one of the better scenes. One of the really good tension building scenes is they keep showing like the truck showing up and then kids disappear. And anyway, the general plot of the movie, that's it. There's more to it. I recommend you watch it. It is really good. There's a lot of just good tension building stuff in the movie. There's some scenes where where the old guy psychic, where he's like getting his psychic visions and stuff. They're kind of freaky and weird. And then the clues he leaves behind for the main guy, the main FBI guy, they're pretty creepy too. He does a lot of like these charcoal drawings, and they're just kind of all around creepy. So yeah, it's a good movie. I definitely give it a 5 and recommend you watch it just on its premise and the fact it's a good drama, kind of sort of mystery and thriller. So now about the psychic powers in this movie. The main old guy psychic, he has what they call it remote viewing in the movie. It's this thing like the government learned the tech. The main character says like the army stole it from the Soviets, and then the FBI stole it from the army. And basically they had the FBI had several psychics that would just sit in rooms and try to find serial killers. But it turns out that made them crazy because They're basically connecting somewhat mentally and seeing these horrible, horrible murders, and there's nothing they can do about it. And the psychic power is done it's low-key because the dude, he can see stuff, but it's like, it's not really over the top or anything. He can basically see like brief glimpses into the future, like he sees his own death and some other stuff like that, but mostly it's just he sees stuff that's going on right then, and he can somewhat read the mind of the killers. And then the main FBI agent has it, but it's not as well developed. So anyway, that's all the psychic stuff in this movie. Again, it's a really good movie. Highly recommend you watch it. And stay tuned next week when we'll have our next low-key psychic movie. And anyway, that's all for this week.